Hey guys, so I'm coming at you with a video on my thoughts on the Netflix original You. It's 10 episodes long and I loved every second of it. So this video contains my thoughts. What else? Definitely spoilers. And if you stick around to the end, there'll be a little conspiracy theory that I think it's not too crazy. I genuinely think it's true, so stick around. But first, before we get into the video, Spread Like Wildfire store is our film production store where we stock amazing film production t-shirts for both men's and women's sizes, as well as some awesome film production gear. Check it out in the link below. So my first thought that I really have to say on You is I watched the first episode and I was like, whoa. And I looked how much there was of it, and there was 10 episodes, and I was like, wow, I've really got to savour this, because it felt from the first episode that it was something special. So first, I want to say 3 episodes I watched over 3 days. Then I got to the 4th episode, and I was like, oh, I can't leave it there. I think it was the 4th episode. I can't leave it there, and so it's like, just this once, I'll watch it. So I watched 2 episodes that night, and then the night after that I watched 2 episodes, and then the night after that I only watched a couple of minutes of an episode, and then the night after that I finished the series, I think. So I want to talk about my issues with the show. As seemingly perfect as it is, there are some kind of little things that I really kind of wanted to see improved. And the first one is kind of doesn't really have anything to do with the story. It's more of the world building. So the first one is when Beck is on the rails for the subway, and she drops the phone. Joe picks it up. It's kind of like a plot point that Joe has a phone to see text messages. Beck later in the show gets a new phone, so it's super implied that she'll get a new SIM card. In fact, if she makes phone calls on that phone, she will have a new SIM card. And I worked in mobile phones before, and if you get a new SIM card, it cancels out the old one. So any sort of text Joe makes is just, it's not realistic because the SIM card's not there. It's not cloned. It's very obvious it hasn't been cloned, which is a whole other thing. So yeah, the whole cloud thing is pretty accurate to a point, but the whole texting thing, it's not necessarily lazy, it's just not thought out as well as it could have been. And because I work in phones, have worked in the phone industry, it's kind of the first thing that came out to me, but not necessarily to the everyday person. So for everybody else it's fine, just got me a little bit. The second thing kind of going off on that is that Beck seems to have, I think it's like a Samsung phone, like a S6 or S7 by the design, and she clearly uses an Apple laptop, and kind of the whole thing with that is that it's all supposed to, with Apple stuff, supposed to sync, and I don't think it has that kind of level in the show of syncing between a Samsung phone and a MacBook. If she had an iPhone, it would make a lot more sense, but that's like a tiny thing. And that's that. Yes, when Beck's friend deletes her social media accounts off her phone, she deletes the apps, and deleting the apps doesn't delete the accounts. It's done in the span of 5 minutes. Like, oh, you gotta have a social media detox. Delete. That does not deactivate your account. So when Joe later in the series like spies on Beck, like what's she doing, and there's no social media, what they did doesn't do that. Yeah, so that's just a thought. And then finally, this is kind of a bit more than a minor issue, but for me personally, the Joe and Karen relationship after Beck didn't really blossom, I guess is the word. It just feels very as if underdeveloped is the word I'm looking for. So, to recap, Beck and Joe break up. Karen's outside. I think she trips him up or something. It's oh no. She says, "What's wrong? My girlfriend dumped me." She pulls out a leg, and then they sleep together, and then they're in a relationship after that, which is it's one way of doing it, I suppose. But when I mean underdeveloped, I kind of mean, especially the ending of it. But I feel like there was a lot less than what I wanted to see, and I know it was only a 10-episode show in the first series, so I understand the compromises you got to take with that format. But it is just one of those compromises. The ending of their relationship, where it was just it's over. Okay, we're adults. It's really boring. I kind of like the whole, she's going to slap me, but then she doesn't kind of thing. But I just think it could have gone a whole lot more, especially on the breakup side. And then, I want to talk about the cinematography. So, the camera work in the show, the DP, camera team, all of them killed it. The thing I love the most, I've actually got it on my notes as, mwah, it's beautiful, is the bedroom scenes. So they're shot incredibly intimate. I'm not sure I've ever seen something quite as real. It was it just felt incredibly real. I've got my TV in my bedroom, opposite my bed, so I lie down to watch Netflix, or I at least sit on the bed, and say there was a shot of Beck close up, and the actress is just, she's killer, she just does it, she's an amazing actress, and it just had this sense of realism to it, whoa, I don't know, a sense of intimacy that brought me into the screen more than pretty much any other TV show has, and it was amazing. And then the way it's kind of portrayed of being inside Joe's head, and then later on in the show they kind of do the same thing with Beck. It's just a really interesting show right from the get-go, and I'm really excited for season 2. But there's one more thing before I close this video off. The ending, let's say the final episode, Beck mashes Joe over the head, which me personally I would have done until he didn't have the head anymore, but that's besides the point. She tries to escape, and then we see Joe come behind her, and then we don't see Beck anymore. It's kind of just fades to black. And then later in the episode at the end, the therapist is blamed Beck's murder. I don't think Beck is dead. Now hear me out, and I know that just sounds bonkers, but I think I had kind of genuine proof built into the show's DNA that Beck isn't dead. So Joe kills Paco's stepdad with a knife, and in that scene, and one of the later episodes, 8, 9 or 10, can't remember which one specifically, he says, "Don't worry Paco, I'll take care of it," puts him in the back and drives away, and we don't really see what happens. And then at the therapist's house we see him burying a body. Now I just don't think it's Beck. I think that specific body is Paco's stepdad, and the implications that has for the show in season 2, is Paul, I think his name is, will he be discovered as a serial killer even though he hasn't killed anybody? Is Beck dead in a different body in the premises? Is she alive? I really do think she's alive, so that's kind of that's my whole thoughts on the series. Really, I loved it. I saw a article that season 2 is coming, and I'm really happy about that. I thought the ending, the very final scene, was a very nice twist. I don't know where they're going with it, but I'm really excited to watch. So thank you for tuning in. More of this content is coming. I've been saying it for literally months that more of this content is coming, but now kind of in a much better place to produce content than where I have been in the last 4, 5, 6 months. And I've got an amazing team behind me, and there's going to be more videos on this type of stuff, like my reaction to things. There's going to be more videos on making films. Yeah. Take care. Don't forget to like the video and share it with your friends.